Hello there everyone and welcome back to Better Than Wolves. My name is Gorda as always, and today I want to talk automation. So here's the situation. In the last episode I muttered about being slightly uncertain of where to go next. Well, that episode as of today hasn't aired yet, but I think I need to start automating some basic tasks in small bites. Because, Trent's been busy building out there. Big industrial builds, like fully automating the production of soul-forged steel, really starts with a bunch of small, time-saving features, like an automated kiln, an automated pottery turner, an automated soul bottler. Those are all components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and prototype a automated kiln. Just the kiln, nothing else, and maybe an automated turner, an actual turntable. I'm going to try and automate those two processes today, and see what happens. So there's one very critical restriction that I have to operate under, and it'll just make my life a lot easier if I can figure out how to do this. I want to try and design these things without water. The reason for that is, well, if I build them without water, I don't have to figure out how to pipe water into those explicit locations. I can drop the items down into existent water streams. Or straight into the next step of processing. So we're going to start with the kiln because one of my upcoming plans is going to need a lot of white stone, and of course we're going to need a lot of soul stuff for making soul forged steel. So let's start with the kiln. Now a kiln requires, I'm just using this as a sort of, we're just going to prototype things out here in our backyard. So we're going to use a block dispenser to place the items. That's the basic idea. So a block dispenser is going to place these items. By the way, for those of you who don't know the game very well, block dispensers have a neat property where if you put 3 things in and apply a charge to the block dispenser 3 times, it will cycle through these in order, and it will always cycle through them in the same order, unlike the traditional Minecraft dispenser, which is semi-random, which is completely random actually. So this is the kiln design we're going to use. So the thing that we are missing at the moment is a way to push the finished product reliably off the edge and into the, hopefully, eventually, fireproof, which I'm going to do using signs to remove signs or something to remove all air blocks from around this thing. A stone slab would work as well, actually, along this side, to keep it from burning. So don't worry, this thing will be prevented from burning somehow. Or it will be placed below the fire source. Or something. Still remains to be seen. I mean, I could do this more effectively with water, but this works as well. So what I am thinking is, if I put a sticky piston right here, because the kiln's going to be on a timer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a block dispenser timer that's going to be timed for basically to determine how often we should place things. Because we need to know how long it takes for an item placed to turn into an item cooked. Which we won't be able to do until we get this thing actually over a fire source. So what the clock will do is it will say, trigger this piston, and then immediately afterwards with a repeater, trigger this block dispenser. So, of course I forgot something. I always forget one thing. So I need a repeater or 2. Now, of course, those are actually the parts we're going to use for the finished product, and the finished product is going to go down in the workshop. Since these designs aren't going to get chained together, these are just going to be built for the convenience of myself and my friends to start producing, sort of like this little auto sawmill we built. So that over there will get broken down into will be adjusted slightly. Because speed is also not of the essence anymore. We have crazy amount, we have lots of iron, we have lots of other products. So let's see. So the question is, the hard part is wiring this thing up here. Because we're going to need to, let's see. So if I put redstone there, and redstone here, and a repeater here, can a repeater power a piston? Experiment number 1, shall we call it? I'm going to drop a redstone there. Yes, it can. Or no. No, what I don't know is, can a repeater power a block dispenser? The answer is no. And if I'm going to fully automate this... Oh. What did I push out there? Oh, the dirt block that I used. Okay, that's no big deal. What is missing then is this... This repeater here can't power the block dispenser at that angle. So we're not going to be doing it that way. Okay. Oh, what happened to the piece of brick? Hello? What just happened? Did I break it? No, I didn't break it. Oh! Ha! Well, that's interesting. Oh, wait. Okay, does this thing need block dispensers? Do they need to be powered to place their item, right? Oh, that was interesting. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so that's how a block dispenser places. And then picks it back up again. But of course, we're not gonna, there shouldn't be a block there when I go to pick it back up. So, okay, so we need to pulse the repeater and then invert the signal to the block dispenser. So it'll be a continuous, so hold on, wait. So the repeater, this has to be off by default, and the yes, right, of course. So that's probably not the best way to bring this in. So we'll do it that way. That will create a clock right there. So we don't want that. That's just bad. That's a way to burn out a torch. Can we... So we put... And we want to make sure we can actually... So, yeah, we need to be able to power the repeater. Or the... So, yeah, we don't want it right beside it. We need to be able to put... I'm hoping we can power it from the side like this. Let's see, can we? Because if so, this is our design. Yes. We can. So this is it right here. So then, so what we'll need is a push button, because what will be coming in will be a pulse. And buttons require... Ooh, I can build stone buttons now. Cool. Hadn't even thought of that. Stone buttons require a corner, a stone corner, and a piece of redstone. And of course, I have the ability to make stone corners now. Right here's your stone corner. Zoop. And zoop. There we are. And then we put that in there, and we put that in there in the right order. Button! A stone button. How cool. So yeah, it'll be coming in from the clock, which is going to be built using... let's see. So yeah, so if I do this... Right. So that thing just swallowed the brick because I did that wrong. So what actually has to happen is, so this is almost right. What we're missing is this right here. So we need to do that. So what will happen is, that did not quite do it either. So we need it a little slower, is that right? Possibly. Let's try it. And that worked, so let's see. So push, remove, place. The only thing I don't know is why it popped all the way over there. So what we're going to have to do is completely contain this right here. And we'll fill in the air block with... We'll take advantage of a quirk of Minecraft. Because we put that right there will prevent anything from... Or a sign. A sign would do it too, but the one upside to that is that it's not flammable. So we put that all the way around there. So now, we'll reload it with pottery. What happened to the third? Oh, it's already there. Okay. So we go click, click, perfect, click, click. How? Oh. Wow. Oh. Wow. No, 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 no. Oh, that's... Right, so that's only going to work... Right, because we don't want that... That's not the way we want to pop pottery. That's not a big deal. Okay, that's only going to be an issue if the timer is wrong. Okay, so that's our prototype. So what we'll do is we'll use a block dispenser timer, and I don't know if any of you have ever seen one of these before. But the way it works is you take a... We'll just use... We'll put one together quick here. Just this is a demonstration. For the purposes of demonstration only, we're just going to build this real quick. Now these are really cool. This stuff will... I'm going to be using this for a future project anyways, so I might as well put it in place. So you put it on the slowest setting, or well, any setting really. It depends on how many block dispensers you want to be using. So then you slap one redstone torch on top, and that very slowly will go around. And what we do is we set that up so it's triggering a redstone here. And we'll set this fast just for the purposes of demonstration. We'll set this nice and fast. Now, is that actually triggering that, or do I need to go one higher? I need to go one higher, don't I? So we'll go there, we'll go there. There we are. So now, if you want to build a timer with a block dispenser, what you need are a whole bunch of transparent blocks, as we call them. So I'm just throwing these in as examples. And then what you do is you put a redstone torch immediately under it. And a redstone signal will come through here. And then the last block, because things work sequentially in a block dispenser, there we go, this is how it'll work. And then the last block will generate a signal, just like that. So the best thing to use this to do this job, though, is wool slabs, because wool slabs are transparent, and there's exactly 16 of them, which is exactly enough to fill this thing all the way up. And as it turns out, at the right speed, with this at the right speed, the block dispenser filled actually is a very predictable quantity of time, shall we say. So each row, this can be used to generate a very predictable clock. So I'll use this, I'm going to build this, replicate this whole system underground where our current kiln is at the moment. And then I'll replicate this timer in the back room and figure out how to, and then I'll start tuning it. And so I will rejoin you once I have made 16 wool slabs, because we have purebred sheep of every color now, and have the timer all rigged up to go. So, oh, by the way, the parts you see here, I went through all my boxes from my various recent crafting projects, and these were all the leftover bits. I had quite a few axles, gearboxes, and hoppers remaining. So that was kind of funny. Anyways, that's just a funny little aside. Yeah, I will be back in just a moment. Nice. Alright, see you shortly. Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are almost ready to start tuning this. I thought I'd bring you back in because I have discovered a few interesting and disquieting things today. Among other things, I need a monostable circuit. I found that out the hard way when I fell into the fire down there and almost died with a massive amount of expensive stuff on me. A kiln is a much more efficient thing to put in here, or sorry, a crucible is a very efficient thing to put down here because I don't have to worry about it lighting on fire. And I think it will cook things if I actually hook it up. I think the... No, that's weird. That's odd. I could have sworn I had a... Maybe it's just really slow. But I don't think there's anything that will be produced in here that is in trouble if it's on... under here. Ah, right. That's just left over from me thinking about using a... left over from my thoughts about using the other item. So this is just a spare crucible. It's not going to be a full speed crucible, but I'll be cooking white stone in here. It's fine in there. I'll be cooking gold ore in here. It'll be fine. I'll be cooking urns. The only thing I have to test is fired pottery. As if fired pottery is okay in there, which we'll just leave a couple of those. I think they're fine. Yep, looks like it. I'll have to test some of the more fragile stuff, but I think we're okay. So, monostable circuit. Yeah, so here we go. I tapped into the mechanical system back here. Here's our basic clock. Very slow turn. I've got it currently set to 3 ticks off, 1 tick on. So what we're missing is when this triggers a long pulse here. And the pulse length, because of the speed of that clock there, is longer than I can make these 2 repeaters. In fact, I may only need 1 repeater when all is said and done. Because what we're going to do is we are going to turn this into a short pulse using what's known as I said, a monostable circuit. Now, I probably should have given myself a little more room here, but we'll do it this way. We'll put the... So the way a monostable circuit works is it takes a long signal and turns it into a short signal. And it does that by basically creating an interference pattern between the signal coming in and the signal going out. So it takes this right here and then this right here. So that, see, that turned the torch off. Now what happens is, should happen, when this gets around to the... Let's reset it. So here we go. So when that goes, it'll turn this torch off briefly. It'll turn this torch off. There we go. So there's the outgoing signal, and that briefly inverts. So if I did that right, a short signal should have popped out of that torch. And to confirm that, whoops. Now the only thing I'm not sure about is if I've set that long enough. I'm also not 100% certain if that signal is actually going in. So we're just going to set it to only pulse, because we're not testing right now. I think I can put that up there. Okay, that's not quite right. Set it to 3. Theoretically, that should do it. That should give us a very brief tick into this. There we are. You see that? So that keeps this thing from suck. The idea is that that will keep the you know, I should only need 1 of these. I should keep this block dispenser from sucking up the oh, there's only one way to find out. It'll keep it from sucking up the brick there. And then we should wind up with an item there at the end of the day. And place. Come on. Why are you not placing? Oh, right. Redstone. Dang you, redstone anyways. Redstone is sometimes really persnickety. This isn't going to be a fully automated one, so I'm not that worried about that. So what's going to happen is that's going to spit straight into the into here. But of course, oh. Okay, it's really fast. You mean I only need one? Well, that is interesting. So I don't actually need a block dispenser timer here. I just need it attached straight to the... Okay. That's because this is a full throttle kiln, apparently. Okay, let's just confirm. Important fact. Well, first of all, let's take the clock out of the picture here. Out we go. So that means that this should work just fine like that. Granted, with actual cobble here. So what I want to know is the other things that I can cook in here. Will they be fast enough? Whoops. See, that is one thing I was afraid would happen. Something has gone wrong there. Probably when I... Okay, what is going on here now? Oh! That was silly of me. There we go. We're almost created a clock there. So the question is, once again, is this fast enough to do all the cooking all at once? We'll take those out of there. Come on. You know you can. Where is it? Come on, you stupid thing. Why is this thing not placing now? It needs a pulse off to... Alright, a slightly slower pulse, maybe? Why isn't this turning off? This torch should be turning off. There we go. That is interesting. Why is that torch not inverting when the signal comes in? Is it just not switching for long enough? I actually can't tell. Now let's try something different. We'll do that. We'll do... That goes there. And that will go right there. And then this can go right here. Let's try that on for size. Of course, there's nothing left in there. Whoops. Get in there. Come on and work. Okay. This is a bloody repeater, right? Yep. That is interesting indeed. So something is causing this torch to not invert for long enough. Let's try shortening that. Something really odd is going on here. Why is that repeater not accepting that signal? Let's make it shorter. Could have sworn that was working just fine a minute ago. Okay, let's try that one last time here. There we go. Okay, I don't know what was going on there, but weirdness. So now if all is well with the world, that should fully cook. So the question is, other things we cook in the kiln. will they also have enough time, or do they require longer? And there's two other things I can think of that we'll be regularly putting into the kiln besides unfired pottery. And that are these ores and the... where is it? Where do we put the end stone? There's a little bit of end stone. So, ores and end stone. If those can be cooked this way too, then our use of wood will go down immensely. Let's find out. So here goes the end stone. The other important thing is, let's make sure that nothing will explode if it's put into a fired crucible. So that popped no problem. Should have the tick coming around here any second. Yeah, everything's in. And nothing is cooking, nothing is exploding. Yeah, the slag, of course, would be rendered in a cauldron, but that's okay. And there's our iron nugget with time to spare. So, this is really cool. So the good news is, we did not need a block dispenser timer, but this will probably go to a block dispenser timer further down the road because our auto turner is going to go over there. So let's just prettify this up. We'll use a little trick. Actually, we'll use a new trick. I was going to say we'll use an old trick, but this is actually going to be a new variation on an old trick. We need a stone brick siding and some dirt. So yeah, let's make this look good. Let's make this little project look good, because it's the beginning of the end of our dependence on coal for cooking of products. So if I put this... oh, I can actually place it against the redstone, can't I? So if I do that, and that, there we go. Except the wall was typically set one back. So we'll go here, here. Ooh, ouch. We'll just create an alternate route in. We'll want to come in through somewhere like here. So things I learned today, and these are going to be important notes for you people, and for everyone in the future, including myself. Let's see. Redstone, or sorry, wool slabs cannot be cut on a saw. They're considered a solid block. I broke a saw. Again, that'll be the third time in this since we started this game that I have broken a saw. Whoa! Do not stand on top of... oh, that is hazardous. Okay, let's just make that a little safer, because yikes, that felt like that almost did me in. Okay, that'll do that. And then, oh, hold on. Kate might want to use this to cook bread. Just thought of this. And let me see. Bread, although we won't be doing, well, that's one of the things. So let's find out what happens to bread in a kiln. More precisely, let's grab a piece of flour. Let's slap that down on the kiln surface and see what happens to the resulting product. Okay, we'll just pop a brick in there like that. Nice. Okay, so the important question is, what happens to bread? Bread is going to get destroyed in the crucible. Dang. Okay, so the crucible is not a viable solution then for holding these items as much as I want it to be. No. This autokiln has to be versatile, which means it cannot be a crucible-based autokiln. Now it's up here, right? Yeah. Let's just turn that one off as well. There we go. Oof. Okay, so then it seems to me that a cauldron would be the logical replacement solution. That's the only thing I can think of that won't burn. It's either that, and the only thing I can think of that won't burn and will allow me to keep all of these hibachis active. So let's do that. Let's go grab a cauldron. And I mean, it'll be a stoked cauldron, but I don't... Well, actually, that'll be nice because it'll let me render the ender slag down. So that's actually an added bonus that I hadn't thought of. Dirt. Why do I always wind up with so much dirt in this game? So those... The other important thing I was going to mention, I just about forgot. Those slabs are expensive to make now. Wool is expensive. Ah, for God's sakes. Okay, it's going in here for now. Wool requires... Each piece of wool requires... each wool block requires 4 wicker slabs, wicker sidings, which are 9 sugar canes each. So 9 times 4 is 36. So 36 reeds per block of wool. And because you can't cut it with the saw anymore, it requires 3 blocks of wool to make 1 batch of slabs. So those are... You know, basically this realization has pushed the construction of an automated reed farm right to the top of my list. So I have no doubt I can find a use for an extra crucible. There's almost guaranteed to be a use for that in my future, so we'll just put that in the finished items box. I mean, it's, you know, three clay balls right there. It's not exactly an expensive thing to make. Yeah, so here's our new stoked cauldron. Now, oh, okay. So now the thing to make sure is, you know, I place that and I say, oh, here we go, and then I think to myself, what happens to bread in a stoked cauldron? Because food can be really funny. When you add stoked heat to things, food products can be really odd. And I would much rather be able to cook these fully automated, but if they're going to render down into something, then it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. So, let us find out what's going to happen here. So, ender slag will render, which is good. Whitestone will no longer cook up, but that's okay. Okay, that's good. Alright, I'll leave that in there for now. We'll go get a whole bunch of something. Let me see, what would I not normally think of as rendering? Sandwiches. They can stack to 16, so if 16 sandwiches won't render, we're good. Because we'll try 16 sandwiches and we'll try 16 bread. Okay, sandwiches aren't rendering. My instinct says that bread won't render. I'm hopeful that that means everything is well with the world. Let's just make this symmetric. I'm a sucker for symmetry. It'd be really nice to conceal. Ah, nah, no sense in it. It looks okay. I prefer to conceal my redstone, but this is... Sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. Okay. Autokiln is a go. Let's see. So what do we need lots of? We need... Well, we might as well do some... I might as well slap some endstone in there and get some iron ore cooking. We'll throw... Yeah, I'll throw in a stack of flour too, just to make sure nothing untoward happens. Actually, half a stack. We'll make it half a stack of... We'll make it 1 stack of bread worth and a stack of ore, because of course the capacity of that cauldron is limited. So I don't want to overload the cauldron too fast, but... This is okay. You see, I could actually speed that thing up. Right. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually thinking I'm going to speed that timer up a little. So let's give it... That'll have been too fast. So... Oh, no, not too fast. That... Oh, maybe that is too fast. Boy, I'd laugh if that is too fast, just that one tick over. Yep, it's too fast. On tick 3, it is too fast. So, actually, feels slow, but it does have to be on setting number 4 to function. Well, now we know. That's a good... that is a useful thing to know. Okay. Here we go. So let's get that out of there. And let's get that back in and that back in. There we go. Looking like a champion now. So, that is a very simple, that is a dry automated kiln. And that's the most important thing for me, is that does not require any water. It doesn't need, so I don't have to mess around with water to get that one to make this system work. It's not too resource intensive either, so I'm really pleased with this. This is a nice little, this is a nice rig. So I think I'll leave it there. Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode where I think we're going to build our auto turner. Our auto pottery turner. See you later.